Hey guys, this is Josh F151 Tech back with another video. And in this video, I'm actually going to be doing more Metro by T-Mobile 5G home internet speed tests. For those of you that don't know, or for those of you that are actually familiar with the channel already, I'm actually testing out a Metro by T-Mobile SIM card that's actually supposed to be in a tablet. For only $20 a month. It's actually a tablet plan with unlimited data for only $20 a month. So I'm actually testing that in my Chester Cheetah version 2 gateway / modem, whatever you want to call it. It's actually a third-party gateway that actually allows like things like band locking, tower locking, network mode switching, VPN, IMEI, revisions and spoofing and stuff like that. That's why I'm able to actually do this. So just so you guys know, you have to have a third-party gateway and able to, if you're going to be able to do that. So, if you're going to, want to do that. So, so basically, that's basically out of the way. I want to say that, basically in every video that I make from now on, before I actually, get into the video, I want you guys to know that, for, the time being, I'm going to be testing this out more thoroughly, to see if me and my mom are actually going to keep this, as our actual, home internet service or not. I'm going to see, if they end up, kicking me off eventually, or if they end up, really slowing my data down, or anything like that. So, so let's actually get into this video though. But like I said, I am using, the tablet SIM card, in the, Chester Cheetah version 2 gateway / modem, whatever you want to call it. And I also have that, hooked up to a waveform 4x4 antenna, that's actually up in the attic. It's actually facing out, the attic window near an old truck stop down the road from me, where the tower is actually at. So, I have actually noticed that I've been getting, not as good of upload speeds today. Now, the reason that I think that is because it's actually been very hot here. It's actually still 84 degrees, as you guys can see right there in my status bar. If that's, what it is right now, I don't really know, for sure. I'm not going to actually open up the weather app or anything to show my location or anything, or refresh it or anything. But, that probably is what it actually is. But it was actually like 94 degrees earlier today, so it's 11:22 p.m. on a Monday now. So it has somewhat eased down in the temperature. But it did actually feel like 100 degrees earlier. The real feel actually felt like 100 degrees. But it's actually supposed to be that today too as well. On Monday, it's supposed to be that around that 94 to 100 degrees. So it's actually supposed to be hotter today than it was yesterday. So or actually Tuesday. It's supposed to be hotter on Tuesday, more than it was actually today. So I actually asked around on Reddit, just to see, people's experiences, with the gateways and stuff, if the weather, affects the gateways, it does. I've talked about that in my, my other videos that I have on my channel. I've said to, try to keep your gateway as cool as possible. I actually made a video, an updated video about, how I added more fans, to my gateway, up in the attic, where it's up, up in the attic. I made, a video on my channel, actually adding more fans to that, to keep it cool. And I talk more about that, in that video. So definitely check it out. It's on my channel. I posted a few hours ago, actually. But, so long story short, I actually went on Reddit, and I, just figured that I would ask, I asked on there, because the upload speed has been, pretty much terrible, worse than, it normally is, since I've, had this, heat going on, the heat has been, the last 2 days, or the next 2 days, are going to be, really hot out. So I went on Reddit and I asked, I asked them, I said, does heat, can heat affect, like basically the cell towers, the cell towers themselves. And I actually had some, interesting comments that came back, and they said, yeah, heat can, make the, like the cell tower, like really hot. And it, heat can basically, affect anything. It can affect humans, obviously, so it can affect, basically anything. That's actually what one of the comments said. They said that it can affect, humans, it can affect animals, it can affect, basically anything, so, it can basically, overheat anything. So, they told me, basically that cell towers, are no exception, that they can still, get overheated, and they can, cause problems with the download or the upload speed, or the ping or something like that. And I've talked about that on my channel more, into detail, about how the weather, can affect, not only your gateway, but it can also affect, the tower, around you. So, so I don't think that it has anything to do with the Metro by T-Mobile SIM card, that I have in here, because I also did, actually go outside. I went outside earlier, before I started making this video, around like 8 o'clock or so, and I was trying to upload a YouTube video, out there, and I was outside, so I get better, signal actually being outside, than I do, being inside, obviously, but, so I was uploading a YouTube video, actually the last video that I made talking about, how to keep the gateway, the add-ons that I, added on to my gateway, if you will. I talk about more, about that on my other video that I made, a few hours ago, but, so, long story short, I was uploading that video, and the video was only like 20 minutes long or something like that. So, it shouldn't have taken that long, but, it told me even when I went outside and I switched on my cellular data, and, with the T-Mobile, with the Metro by T-Mobile SIM card that I have in there, I tried it on that, and it told me that it was going to take like 90 minutes, like an hour, to upload. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna, just switch to the, mobile data. So I went outside and I was riding my bike, and I figured, well, I can try to upload the video, using my mobile data, on my phone. So I was outside, and I was getting a very good signal outside, because outside is better than being inside when it comes to cell signal. So I switched on my data, and, I was getting, a 4G LTE signal, like I always get, basically, because 5G is spotty in this area. So, I did that, and it was still telling me that it was going to be like, actually, it was actually worse. I'll be honest with you guys, it actually told me that it was going to take 3 hours, to upload the video. So I was like, oh no, so I just came back home, and, it was still telling me that I was going to take an hour, to upload it. So, that, is most of the time does not happen. So, I think that it has something to do with the heat, I really do. When it's, acting that way, not only on the, home internet itself, but it's also acting that way on my cell phone. That tells me that it's either the heat, or something's going on, with the network itself. So, it could either be that, or it's, something going on with the actual, T-Mobile network itself, or the tower itself. So, I just wanted to, clear the air on that, that, I don't think that it's anything to do with me being throttled, or anything, with the, the SIM card that I'm using in the gateway. I don't think it, has anything to do with that, so I just wanted to clear the air, with that, and let you guys know, because I have Metro by T-Mobile, for my cell phone service as well, and I actually didn't go over the 35 gigabytes, of, mobile data on my phone. I haven't, even scratched the surface of that. So, I only, most of the time on my phone, I only average around like maybe 10 or 20, gigabytes a month, which really isn't that bad. So I haven't even gone over the 35 gigabytes to where they can actually start throttling you, if you go over that, if the tower is congested or whatever. So, So, that's definitely a good sign, that's also being that way on my phone, as well. I mean, it's not really a good thing, but it's a good sign, that it tells me that I'm not actually being throttled, like I thought I might have been. So that's, definitely a good sign. So, I'm definitely going to be doing, more thorough testing though, with this. Like I said, in my other videos, I'm definitely going to be doing more thorough, testing with the, 20 a month, SIM card in my Chester Cheetah version 2, gateway / modem. So, like I said, I haven't actually canceled out the T-Mobile 5G home internet, the actual T-Mobile 5G home internet yet. So, we're just gonna, see how it goes. Like I said, I'm probably gonna be testing this for like a month or so, maybe more, before I actually do it, cancel out the actual T-Mobile, 5G home internet. So we're gonna, definitely, thoroughly test this out. So, but like I said, let's actually get into this video, and I'm going to do, more, speed tests on this, and we're going to see what we get. It is actually 10:30 p.m. right now, on a Monday night, so there's probably not a lot of people up right now. They're probably asleep. A lot of kids are probably asleep and stuff. It is summertime, so there probably is, more high school kids and stuff, still up, unless they're working for the summer or something. But, let's actually test this out and actually see what we get here. So I'm going to actually open up the speed test app here, and I'm going to run some on the West Norton PA server, and I'm going to run some on the Ashburn VA server as well. And also, my mom is actually downstairs on the computer, so I figured I'd let you guys know about that. So she is actually downstairs on her computer, at least the last time I checked. So, it's very possible that the speeds are a little bit slower because of that. But, like I said, it's not going to always be 500 to 600, it's just not going to be, always that, but that's, normally what we get, at least 500 to 600, but, like I said, it is a cell, connection, so it's not going to always be boom, 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 it's not going to always be 500 to 600, or more on the download, so that's just not, it's just not reality, because the, towers can get, congested, stuff like that, there could be a lot more people on them, it just, doesn't, it just matters, when, the time of day, stuff like that, the weather, like I said, it's been very muggy and hot here, stuff like that, so it, there's a lot in, to take into consideration when it comes to cellular, home internet, so you just have to, keep that in mind. But definitely not bad on this one though. 582 for the download, 3.34. Like I said, the upload is, has, been being bad today. I really, don't know what's going on. Like I said, I think that it's mostly the heat, that's basically what I think it is. That, or, like I said, that it could just be, congestion, or something like that. I don't really think that that's what it is though. I don't think that it's congestion. Like I said, I think it could be something to go, going on with the actual network or tower, itself. I'm leaning more, like toward the heat, like I said. So, but let me actually run a few more here. The upload is actually a little bit faster than it was earlier, though. So it seems to be, holding steady around like 3 to 4. So that's definitely, better than it was earlier, because it was actually like only like 2 to 3, earlier. So it does seem to be, up a little bit more, You know, maybe because it's not as hot now, but it's still it still is really hot out there, though. You know, if you go out there, you know, and you know, you go out there and you stand out there, you know, you're basically gonna start sweating, you know, if you walk a little bit or something. So you know, it's still definitely very hot out there. So not bad on this one though. 525 for the download, 3.60 for the upload, and then 39 ping. And like I said, you know, I did ask on Reddit, you know, because I'm not, you know, too familiar with this kind of stuff. You know, I'm a little bit familiar with, you know, how cellular stuff works and stuff. You know, but you know, most of the stuff, you know, I'm learning as I go. So you know, like I said, you know, I do know that bad weather affects, you know, the cellular connectivity, like storms, you know, rain, like heavy wind, you know, stuff like that. But I didn't know, you know, if heat and, you know, like excessive heat, or, you know, excessive cold, or stuff like that. You know, I didn't really actually know, you know, for sure if that can actually affect the, you know, you know, the reliability, you know, of the, you know, connection and stuff, you know, the speeds, you know, the reliability and stuff like that. You know, so I figured that I would ask on Reddit, you know, I got a, you know, bunch of answers, like I said, you know, so, you know, most of them were telling me, yes, you know, it can affect the, you know, the transmission of the tower and stuff like that. You know, basically, you know, what that means is, you know, the transmission of the tower, you know, the signal coming from the tower, you know, basically to my, you know, waveform 4x4 antenna, you know, that's basically what that means. You know, so it can, you know, basically affect, you know, you know, the signal, you know, coming from the tower, you know, to my, you know, Chester Cheetah version 2 gateway, you know, / modem, and then the, you know, to the waveform 4x4 antenna. So, you know, I definitely, you know, believe that this is what's going on. You know, I don't think that I'm being throttled. You know, I just believe that this is, you know, because of the you know, the excess heat. You know, like it's been really hot today, you know, like I said, and, you know, and it's supposed to be really hot today again. Actually, you know, on Tuesday, it's supposed to be really hot here. It's actually supposed to be hotter than today, unfortunately, you know, so, but it's actually a good thing because I can do more, you know, thorough testing, you know, and then after the heat is over, you know, the really bad heat days, you know, are over, you know, and we're actually supposed to be getting rain here soon, you know, so that's another thing, you know, I can test this out more thoroughly, you know, which is definitely a good thing. So, you know, I'm not really mad about it at all. You know, the only thing is I don't really like the heat, but you know, that's why they have air conditioning, you know, and fans. So you know, that's, you know, about as best as I can do. So you know, that's about the best, you know, as everybody can do. So but on this one, not too bad though. 591 for the download, 3.46 for the upload, and then 40 ping. And like I said, you know, these speeds are still really good because the thing is, I actually did make another video on my channel talking about the Metro by T-Mobile plan that I have, the Metro by T-Mobile tablet plan. You know, it does actually say in the fine print, it actually says that if you go over 35 gigabytes of data, which I definitely have gone over 35 gigabytes of data on the home internet, you know, between me and my mom, you know, we've probably used, you know, almost close to 300 gigabytes by now. You know, like I said, we've only been doing this for like 2.5 days or 3 days now. You know, I've been, you know, testing it out and everything, and, you know, like I said, I am going to be testing it out more thoroughly. But, you know, when it comes to the, you know, the tablet plan, you know, if you go over 35 gigabytes, they actually say if the network or the tower near you is congested, you know, they can slow you down. But most people don't have that problem. You know, I don't have that problem on my phone. Of course, I don't actually go over the 35 gigabytes on my phone, like I said. You know, that's why I think that something's going on with the tower, you know, itself, because I didn't even, you know, scratch the surface of going over the the 35 gigabytes, you know, on my Google Pixel 8 Pro, you know, and when I tried to, you know, upload the YouTube video, like I said, you know, when I went outside for a bike ride, you know, I thought, well, you know, maybe I can try to upload it, you know, while I'm riding my bike, and it told me that it was going to take 3 hours, and I was like, oh, hell no. I was like, you know, just forget it. You know, I just turned the, you know, the data off, or I turned my, you know, music back on, and I thought to myself, no, I ain't, you know, I'm not going to, you know, deal with that. So, you know, I just came back home, and I thought to myself, you know, I'd rather deal with, you know, an hour, you know, of uploading time than, you know, dealing with 3 hours. So, you know, that tells you right there, you know, that it seems like it's something to do with the heat. You know, with the tower, it seems to be, you know, something to do with the actual network, you know, itself, or the tower itself. So, you know, that's, you know, a promising sign, you know, that it doesn't seem to be, you know, that they're actually throttling me. So, you know, that's definitely a good thing. So, but not bad on this one. 583 for the download, 3.21 for the upload, and then 39 ping. So let me actually switch over to the Ashburn VA server here. I always spell this wrong. So this server is actually further than me. I'm not gonna actually, you know, go into the App Store or anything and download apps or anything. I'm not gonna, you know, worry about doing that this time. But just so you guys know, this server is like 120 miles from me. So it does give me a higher ping. But I like to use this server because this server actually gives me better upload speed compared to the West Norton PA server. At least it normally does. But in this case, it might not. So, you know, we'll see what we get. But, you know, I always say, you know, when I use this server, you know, that it gives me higher ping. But that's not the actual ping that I'm getting, you know, just so you guys know. I just want to clear the air on that. So, you know, I'm not going to, you know, download any apps or anything this time. You know, I'm just going to, you know, do the speed test. But, you know, if you guys watch my videos, you know, you guys know, you know, basically what I'm talking about, you know, but for those of you that don't, you know, that ping, you know, is not really the ping that I'm actually getting, you know, just so you guys know. So definitely not bad on that one. 558 for the download, 6.35 for the upload, and 61 ping. But like I said, I'll open up ESPN here. And as you can see, you know, boom, right into it. I'll open up the Google Play Store. I will actually download an app, just one though, Temu. Just to show you guys that I'm not getting, you know, that high of a ping. As you can see, you know, boom, it downloaded it right away. So, you know, I'm definitely not getting that high of a ping. So, and actually I have the T-Mobile, or the Metro by T-Mobile website over here. This is actually the tablet plan that I'm actually using for the 5G home internet. If I go down here, it actually does say, right here, it says, if congested, users 35 gigabytes a month may notice reduced speeds, and Metro by T-Mobile customers may notice reduced speeds versus T-Mobile due to prioritization. So that's, you know, basically what I was talking about, you know, with the slowdowns and stuff. But, you know, like I said, you know, my phone, you know, is also being slow on the upload today. You know, that's why I think that it's actually, you know, something to do with the excessive heat, you know, today and stuff. So, you know, I'm not really that worried about it. I'm still getting my download speed, you know, 500 to 600. So I'm definitely, you know, not worried about it. So, like I said, you know, not bad on this one. 558 for the download, 6.35 for the upload, and I'm, you know, basically ignoring the ping because that's not actually what I'm getting. But yeah, like I said, you know, I did make another video on my channel, and I showed you guys, you know, that I actually did go past the 35 gigabytes of, you know, data on the, you know, on the actual, you know, Metro by T-Mobile, 5G home internet, if you will. Basically that's what it is for me. It's actually using a tablet SIM card. Like I said, for only $20 a month. But, like I said, I'm going to be doing, more thorough testing with it, before I actually cancel out, the actual T-Mobile 5G home internet. So, but so far, so good, like I said, other than for today, and, probably tomorrow as well, the upload speed is probably not going to be that good, mostly because of the excessive heat here. That's probably, most likely what it is, because like I said, I don't think my phone, would also be having those same results, because like I said, if I was being throttled, I get around the same upload speeds on my phone as well, that I do with the, actual, Metro by T-Mobile 5G home internet, or even the, actual T-Mobile 5G home internet. So, I basically get, what I get, on the tablet. I mean, not on the tablet, on my phone, is basically what I get, on the, the Metro by T-Mobile 5G home internet, is basically what I'm, getting at. So, the so-called, Metro by T-Mobile 5G home internet, because I'm using a tablet SIM card in there, even though I really, shouldn't be, but, it is what it is. But, so this is, not too bad on this one, though. 562 for the download, 6.34 for the upload, and like I said, I'm ignoring the ping because that's, not what I'm actually getting. So yeah, I definitely do think that it has something to do with the heat, and I have fans, all around on my, gateway up there. So, I definitely don't think that has anything to do with it. I just think that it's the actual heat here, the excessive heat, that's messing with the upload speed. So there's not, really anything I can do about that. Like I said, it was gonna take, like 3 hours, on my phone, and that was, being done outside. I was actually riding my bike, around the block, and I get better signal and better service, outside than I do from, inside. I'm not gonna, go up in the attic, and try to get better service or anything. So, with my phone anyway. But, so basically, what I'm saying is, it definitely seems like, it's the heat, that's causing the upload issues here. It's not that I'm actually being throttled. It seems like it's definitely the heat. Anytime it's going to tell me when I'm outside, that's going to take like 3 hours to upload a video, for 20 minutes. A 20-minute video, 3 hours, that's, absolutely ridiculous. So that's why I, just came back home and I thought, well, I'd rather, deal with an hour, for it to upload, rather than 3 hours, stand outside, for 3 hours, to upload a video. So, I was like, no, screw that, so I just, came back home, and, did it, with the, the actual, Metro by T-Mobile 5G home internet. So, or, tablet, basically tablet home internet, for now. But, so, like I said, I am going to be, doing more, thorough testing. So, we're going to see if we're going to keep it or not, this way or not. But, so on this one, not too bad though. 585 for the download, 6.89 for the upload. And then, like I said, I'm ignoring the ping, because that's not what I'm getting. I'll switch back over to the West Norton PA server here. And I have actually noticed that the ping has been a little bit higher. It hasn't been high by much, but it has been a little bit higher today with the excess heat and stuff. I have actually noticed that it's been like in the 40s to, almost, 40, 43 sometimes, stuff like that. about around that, around that range. But it's mostly been staying, around like 38, 39, around 40. That's definitely not that bad, but it does, seem to, be affected by the heat and stuff. The upload definitely seems to be. So, that's, there's not really anything I can do about that. There's not really anything anybody can do about that. So, but definitely not bad on this one, though, especially for the download. 626 for the download, 3.33 for the upload, and then 40 ping. But yeah, I definitely think if I was being throttled, I definitely think that my speeds would be a lot slower. I really do. So, I definitely don't think I'm being throttled by any means. So not bad on this one at all. 631 for the download, 4.10 for the upload. So the upload is, seeming to go up a little bit because most likely because it's not as hot out right now. So that's probably why. But it still is really hot out there right now. I'll just tell you guys that right now. Like I said, if I would go out there right now, I would probably be sweating. If I walk for like 2 minutes. So it's just one of those days. The next day is going to be, the same. Tuesday is going to be the same, actually worse. So I'm probably going to be, doing a lot of testing and stuff, tomorrow because I'm not going to, really have much to do. I'm going to be in, out of the heat as much as possible. So, but, I'll definitely, be doing, further, thorough testing on this for sure. But, definitely not bad on this one though. 631 for the download, 4.10 for the upload, and 40 ping. Let me actually run one more here. So the ping actually did go down by 1 on this one. The upload seems to be struggling on this one though. It's been struggling all day though, so, But I'm definitely going to be, testing this more. Like I said, I'm going to, after this heat is over, I'm going to be, seeing if the upload, goes back up to like around the 10 range, like it normally does, like I said, I definitely don't think it has anything to do with throttling, because if it did, my phone, I haven't even, gotten, near 20 gigabytes of data, because I actually did just pay my bill today, so my cycle, reset, so I know for sure that I haven't even used, I probably haven't even used, like 2 gigabytes of my mobile data on my phone yet, for this month. So, I know for sure that I have, unlimited high-speed data, right now. Like I said, I very rarely ever go over that 35 gigabytes, of data on my mobile phone, my Google Pixel 8 Pro, or any phone that I have. So, the most that I've used is probably around like 15 to 20 gigabytes, a month. I'm not really like a heavy, data user, when it comes to that, for the home internet, yeah, I am, but, that's because that's the Wi-Fi, but, for, cellular data, I actually try to use Wi-Fi, where I can, obviously with a VPN, I actually use Proton VPN or Galaxy VPN, is another one that I use, but, I try to use, Wi-Fi where I can, because not only that, I try to, keep the data as fast as I can, for when I really need it, basically, I don't want to go over that 35 gigabytes, unless I have to, basically is, what I'm trying to say, for my phone, in case I really, actually need it for something like an emergency or something like that. So, it's always good, not to try to use, over, what they say, that's, just the thing. But, obviously with the, the Metro by T-Mobile, SIM card that I have in the, gateway, there's not really anything I can do about that. That's why I'm going to be further testing it, testing it out, a lot further, a lot more, because I want to see, what actually happens, that I'm actually over the 35 gigabytes of data, to the point where they actually could start throttling you. So, I'm testing, excuse me, I'm going to be testing this out, more thoroughly. So, just, keep that in mind. So, but on this one, definitely not bad at all. 614 for the download, 3.13 for the upload. Like I said, it's been terrible all day. Even on my phone, like I've said, there's not really anything I can do about it. Like I said, I just think it's, to do with the excess heat and stuff. But, 39 ping also, that's not too bad. So, but definitely not bad on the download and the ping, definitely not. Like I said, the only thing with the upload, I think that's because of the heat, and stuff like that. I don't think that it's because of me being throttled or anything like that, because like I said, I don't think that I would be, having the same issue with my actual phone, especially since I just paid my bill. The data is going to be, the data is going to go back, to the high-speed data, especially, since I haven't even used like 2 gigabytes of data, in my monthly period. So, so that's, basically that, so, it definitely seems like, the upload speed is being affected by the heat here, so like I said, I did ask on Reddit, and people told me, yeah, the heat can do that, the excess cold can do that, bad weather obviously can do that in general, storms, rain, snow, sleet, all that kind of stuff, wind, lightning, thunder, all that kind of stuff. So, I'm not really surprised that heat can affect it as well. So, but that's definitely a good thing to know. It's definitely a good thing, that it doesn't seem like I'm actually being throttled, with the upload speed. So that's definitely a good thing. So, but like I said, I am going to be testing this out more thoroughly, in the coming weeks here. So we're definitely going to see, what we get, when it storms, when it rains, all that kind of stuff. Like I said, it's supposed to rain here, in a couple of days. So I'm definitely going to be doing more, tests on this, when it rains, when it storms, all that kind of stuff. So, stick around for those videos, because they're definitely coming. But anyway, yeah, guys, like I said, I just wanted to get this video out there. And if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. And until next time, guys.